Welcome to a Friday edition of Morning,
Go
presented by
walk.
Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic and Parish Construction and Roofing. Visit parishbuilt.com. Very good, Drew. At least someone here is competent. Not the case with your New Orleans Saints. Saints get blown out 33-10. Dragged by the Denver Broncos. Quite literally adding insult to injury with all the injuries on the roster. And on top of that, Paulson Adebo. What's going on with that camera? Why is there? Oh, well. Sorry, I've got the wrong layout. So the camera's not in the screen. The picture's not in the box properly. I apologize. Fitting and appropriate considering what we saw on Thursday Night Football. Famous last words for Mickey Loomis. Good organizations look beyond the results. Really. Saints lose 33-10. Again, not competitive. The offense did nothing. Garbage time touchdown when Jake Haener went in after Spencer Rattler got apparently dinged up a little bit. Defense, here's my biggest problem. I understand injuries happen. And the Saints have been bitten by the injury bug more than any other team in the NFL this year. And not just injuries, but significant injuries to key players. Your quarterback, 3 offensive linemen, Taysom Hill, your top 2 receivers. Like, I'm not ignoring any of that stuff. Obviously, those are significant losses that any team would struggle to overcome. The New Orleans Saints effectively fielded a preseason roster yesterday. That's what happened. I mean, they were on offense. They were fielding a preseason roster.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect the Saints to win, so I'm not disappointed that. Yeah, of course I'm disappointed. I wanted to win, but I didn't expect them to win. I think if you're being realistic, you didn't expect them to win that game. That was hideous in every facet. Down to the Saints burning a timeout for the end of the first half, inexplicably, and then Dennis Allen in the postgame saying, "Yeah, we shouldn't have called out. I don't know, called a timeout. I don't know who called it." I mean, the coach doesn't even have control of the operation. It was so bad last night, if you weren't watching the game, that at halftime, Richard Sherman on the Thursday Night Football broadcast actually said that the players are playing like they're trying to get their coach fired. I mean, that's something a former All-Pro cornerback and current national analyst said about the New Orleans Saints on Thursday night. That they're playing like they're trying to get their coach fired. I mean, we don't need to get into the nuance of the game because it wasn't really competitive. It's more big picture stuff. You allowed 200 rushing yards again last night. And this is my biggest problem with what's going on. I understand injuries happen. It is completely understandable that the offense would struggle. Rookie quarterback, missing your best weapons, 3 offensive linemen, all that stuff, I get it. What is inexcusable is how the defense has stopped trying. And I know that that's, for people, this sort of danger zone when you start talking about effort and did they quit and are they trying. What I know is I'm still seeing the same dudes on defense out there missing tackles, Tyrann Mathieu dropped a walk-in interception last, the easiest one he'll ever get, dropped it. I'm not sitting here trying to criticize Honey Badger. But my point is there is a lack of focus and effort with this defense right now, and it is undeniable. Like that is inarguable right now. And that's the gigantic problem is defense is Dennis Allen's side of the ball. This is his baby. And if you can't even get your defense to play hard, then you have completely lost this team. That's my problem. The Denver Broncos with Bo Nix are not world beaters. They're probably not even a playoff team. And they dragged your defense. Hi, Drew. They dragged your defense last night. And that is so hard to watch. Ross Jackson over at LouisianaSports.net wrote in his column, which I edited at 2:30 or 12:30 in the morning. So please go read it. That this is the first time the Saints have allowed 25 points in 4 consecutive games. I don't know, and I need to ask him for clarification. Because I don't know if he means under Dennis Allen or all time. All time, that would be a major statistic, but I need him to clarify it. But either way, what's happening now, the multiple games allowing 200 rush yards, the 25 points in 4 consecutive games. What's happening now is very reminiscent, I don't know if y'all remember this, of the end of Rob Ryan in New Orleans. Rob Ryan came in 2013, brought a ton of pressure, defense played really well, and then it just started to deteriorate. And everything came to a head in 2015 when they went and played Washington, and Samaje Perine went off for 200 yards against the Saints defense. And it was embarrassing, and they fired Rob Ryan midseason after that, promoted Dennis Allen. And that started that streak of, how many games it was consecutively without allowing a 100-yard rusher. I don't remember what the streak was. It was an NFL record. It was an NFL. There was nobody on the road this morning. Everybody mailed it in today. But by the end of the Rob Ryan time, it had gotten so indefensible that you couldn't justify continue. It was like a fighter that couldn't defend himself anymore. It's like, man, call the fight. It's like a mercy rule in basketball or football. Like, this is over. Why are we still doing this? That's what it's like right now watching the Saints defensively. And that's the biggest problem I have is a couple of years ago, you went to Tampa and scored 9 points and won. Your defense was awesome. And if the defense had been withstanding the same amount of injuries that the offense had, then maybe I have a different conversation. But I'm watching yesterday, and there's Cam Jordan, and there's Chase Young, and there's Carl Granderson, and there's Demario Davis, and there's Willie Gay, and God bless Paulson Adebo, fractured fibula. But he was out there to start, and Marshawn Lattimore was out there till he hurt his hamstring, which there's some, I don't know this for sure, but there are some, let's say, close to the team who wondered, was that a business decision? And Tyrann Mathieu, you got your defense out there. You going to tell me not having Pete Werner is the difference between you being a top 5 defense in the NFL and the worst defense in the NFL? Come on. It's just inexcusable, y'all. And at this point, the result is inevitable at this point. You can't retain Dennis in any way. The only question is, do you fire him now, go to an interim situation, try to breathe some life into the organization for the team for this year, or do you play out the string? Like I told you, the Saints historically haven't had an interim situation. I mean, Rick Venturi in '96, when they fired Jim Mora, was the last time they had an interim. So, and I don't know that there's an obvious choice. I mean, do you let Joe Woods or Clint Kubiak be the interim? I don't know. Be a good opportunity, I guess, for one or either of those guys. But I don't know how. I don't know how you look any other way right now. I mean, it's just massively disappointing. I don't think this was a season. I mean, look, I picked them 6-11, so I don't want to sit here and pretend like I thought they were going to be a playoff team, because I didn't. I didn't think they were going to be a playoff team, but I also didn't think Spencer Rattler would be starting here in weeks 6 and 7, and Connor McGovern would be plucked off the Jets practice squad to start at center, and you wouldn't have Olave and Shaheed. So again, offensively, I'm sympathetic to a degree offensively what's happening. My bigger problem is defense, because that's DA's side of the ball. And not only are you losing, not only are you not having success, like, you're getting whacked. I mean, so, and just to be clear again, like, just to be clear, I'm not suggesting that firing Dennis Allen is going to make you better this year. I don't think it is. I don't think anything's going to make you better this year. You get healthier, you get better players, like when you get guys back. You get Carr back, you get McCoy back, you get Ruiz back, you get Taysom Hill back, you get Olave. Yes, I mean, you get your starters back. That's going to make you better offensively. But even when you had those guys, you still weren't great offensively. I mean, the first 2 weeks were a little bit of fool's gold, because if you mean to tell me that you went from this historic start to one of the worst offenses in the league all because of Eric McCoy, come on, man. Eric McCoy's a great center, no doubt. I mean, he's one of the best in the league. But if that was the linchpin that caused everything to collapse, then you weren't very good to begin with. Look at San Francisco. I mean, they've rolled through Jimmy G, Trey Lance, and now Brock Purdy. They don't drop off. Why? Because their roster's great. They're built for it. They've built sensibly. They can withstand injuries because they got a great roster and good culture and all that stuff. Kansas City, same thing. I got the best quarterback in the world, but maybe the best quarterback, maybe the most talented quarterback ever. See, anyway, so disappointing. Shout out to Brock, y'all. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. Need an orthopedic, go to Brock. Need a roof, call us to Parish, parishbuilt.com. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. Unique Physique, semaglutide, tirzepatide, the weight loss shots that everybody hears about. If you're interested, you can learn more. Do the whole thing over telemed. Never any contracts, lowest prices, and they can ship your medicine anywhere in the country, so you don't have to be in Baton Rouge. Uniquephysique.com and Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. You got pain, book a session with Crystal Poche at Restored Motions. All right, we're pulling up to the news, St. Lillian. So my apologies for not getting to go through any of these comments here today, but game ended last night. Had to go record Locked on LSU, which is live right now, by the way. Please go check it out. And then after Locked on, had to get Ross Jackson's piece up at LouisianaSports.net. It was like 12:30. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure most everybody's already gone to bed. So at that point, I just called it a night. So anyway, okay, y'all. Please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. We appreciate y'all for being there. Have an awesome Friday. Locked on LSU is live. We'll see you for AFR3.